Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today we're bringing you a review of Baseball Highlights 2045. This was sent to us by Board Game Exposure. So to be clear, we haven't paid for the game, but that won't impact the quality of our review.
So, Baseball Highlights 2045 is a competitive deck-building hand management game where each person plays as a baseball team based on the New York Knicks and the Boston Red Sox. Don't really know baseball very well. That might not be correct, and I apologize if it's not. So the game, the story, it's based on a sci-fi future where people got bored of baseball. And so they started allowing people to cybernetically enhance themselves to be better. And people started enjoying it again. It became more exciting. And then they got bored again. And so they let robots play. They actually built robots to play baseball. So now it's robots and cyborgs and humans, known as naturals, all playing baseball against each other. The game plays over a series of 3 mini-games and then a best-of-7 World Series. Each game, you will draw 6 cards from your 15-card lineup. These are just general rookies at first, just normal people, with a couple of like cyborgs and robots, but really basic characters. You then take it in turns playing one card back and forth. So you'll play a card and it will threaten usually a certain amount of hits. Maybe it's going to go to the first base, second, third, or home run. The other person then gets a chance to react. They might have cards that cancel some of those runs. And they'll threaten their own hits as well. You do that back and forth until the last card gets played. Whoever's got the most runs wins that game. After every game, you have a buying phase. So there's going to be like a little open market of characters that you can buy and introduce to your deck, replacing one of your older, worse characters. You do this after every single game. So you do the 3 games after every one, and then the best of 7 World Series. Again, you keep improving your deck, buying new characters, making it better. What's really cool about this is that you get a chance then to kind of create your own metagame, because I might see a really good robot, so I'll buy this really powerful robot to put into my deck. Lindsay will see a character that's perfect against robots. He just gets really good bonuses against them. And so you have this little mind game, meta game, and story that builds up, and so I might then avoid robots for the rest of the game, and so your one character is only good against my one character. So you have that really cool sort of synergies, and yeah, it's really neat. Now this is an interesting review because I really liked this game. I liked it so much.
I didn't really
Lindsay
like
didn't.
this game.
Yeah.
We made it all the way to the World Series, so we did all those mini games, and then we got to the World Series, and I think I won the first game of the World Series.
You won the first game of the World Series, and you'd won one of the mini games, so we were 2 for 2 across all 4, but you'd won the first game of the games that mattered.
And then I turned to him and I said, "And how many more of these do we have to do?"
Yeah, and I said, if you win 3 more, then we're done, but we might have to do 6 more. And you were like, I'm done.
No, done. Which is pretty, it's too bad, because honestly, I think that I'm usually quite a good sport when it comes to playing games that aren't always to my taste, not always exactly what I'm hungry for, but I'll play it, especially if I know that we're going to be doing a review on it. It's never really been a problem before, but for some reason, something about this game just did not click with me, and I just couldn't break through that wall that I had created for myself. Now, I will say, I love going to baseball games. I have always adored that atmosphere, that magic that's in the air, the fireworks that come at the end. I love sitting there in the stands, cheering with the rest of the fans, singing the songs. I love the hot dogs. I love the Cracker Jacks. Like, that whole experience is wonderful. And I always cherish whenever we get to go to a baseball game back in the States. Yeah. It feels like I'm home, you know, it's wonderful. And so I really wanted to like this game. But the thing is, I'm not into sports.
You're not into baseball.
Yeah, I'm not into
like if it's
baseball.
on the TV, there's not something you go, I want to watch that. It's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's the spectacle of being at a ball game. And if we'd have had music and hot dogs and fireworks, maybe this would have clicked better for you.
Yeah. And I will say also, card games don't always go over super well for me. having to draft cards or handle a deck of cards, building up a deck of cards.
Yeah.
That doesn't always work for me, especially if it's going to be a long game. Like, I can do Star Realms. That's nice and short.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know. There was something.
Yeah, like
something
I say, card games generally don't click with you, and especially if they're competitive and long, and you've got to keep growing. And, you know, I mean, Harry Potter, the Hogwarts battle, is the closest that we can compare this to, but that's cooperative, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a theme you love. And so I think you get past that, because I played a lot of games with Lindsay, obviously, and card games historically have always been the biggest. You try and you go, no, I'm not clicking. I think it's like an immersion thing. You know, you play games like this, and I look at them and I see my team. You know, I see the possibility, this ragtag group of individuals and what they can achieve. Can they go all the way and win the World Series? You see card number 1 with this statistic and these facts.
Yeah.
The flavor doesn't exist there for you. And I think that's because I grew up playing so many card games, and they're one of my favorite things to play nowadays, just because I love that storytelling aspect, but I don't think you get that. I think you like the boards and the tokens and the character sheets and things like that, and that's how you get that same sort of feeling.
Yeah. Everybody's different, though. You know, what I like and don't like is it's always going to be different from somebody else. Like, we have a friend who actually owns this game.
Yeah.
And I can see you really enjoying, you know, going over playing it with him.
Yeah, I'm sure I will, especially now that we've played it, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like I said, for me, this was a story. You know, this was a game where taking my team and being able to persevere through everything you would have had to have thrown at me to win the World Series would have been awesome. Or even like losing, but if you owned it, you could make a little campaign. If I lose, we go into a new World Series, but keep those same teams. You know, sort of make a note and have that be the starting deck and try again. That would be really cool to me. That's what I really crave from a game like this, and I feel like this really can offer that. Now, what I'm going to do is, in the description, just so you can get a better idea of this game, because obviously we can't give you a complete experience because we never finished that game. The One Stop Co-op Shop, Colin, did a playthrough of this game. It was the first video of his that I'd seen, and I loved it. It was what really drew me into this game, and I wanted to play it, and so when we got sent it, I was so excited. Check it out. That will give you a better idea about whether this game's going to be for you. And he does a solo playthrough, so you can play it solo, which I'm not a big solo gamer. I could see myself playing Baseball Highlights and doing it solo and really having fun with it. So check that out. I'll leave it down below. And again, we'll leave links, as usual, to Board Game Exposure and to the game itself, as well as our social media. If you played it and you enjoy it, let us know. And if you don't enjoy it, again, join in with Lindsay. Let her know that you don't enjoy it. But yeah, until the next one, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to call it Baseball Highlights 2045.
Baseball Highlights 2045! Should I put on my really American accent?
No, that's horrible. Look at that. No offense. If this is a blooper and someone has that accent, that's awful.